never done a corporate thing.
Wow.
So we did a vehicle for a large corporate group, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to give anything up. Actually, my father was gospel, and I grew up in black gospel, and Southern gospel was what I grew up with.
Wow.
And now, you know, I've taken what I've learned and I've parlayed it into 70s hard rock band.
All good things must end, and counting cars is no exception to the popular saying. Although it's been ages since the last fresh episode was aired, Danny Koker has not gone into a quiet or leisurely retirement. However, he has a legacy that uniquely reflects his style. Danny lives life fully at an even more multidimensional level. But what are these legacies, and are those legacies worth any fortune? Join us as we reveal how Danny Koker leaves behind a fortune that makes his family cry. Counting Cars star. Danny Koker is a household name among gearheads and automotive-obsessed TV folks alike. As he stars on the hit History Channel show Counting Cars, Danny has been one of the most likable personalities shot in the eye of every viewer with his larger-than-life personality and undeniable talent, often capturing him with those dilapidated, rusted-out classics and battered shells transformed into stunning, one-of-a-kind masterpieces. Whether it is a restoration of something vintage or the construction of a daring custom design, everything that Danny does celebrates creativity, craftsmanship, and a lifelong love for everything automotive. Danny Koker was immersed in an automobile-centric environment from an early age. He had a passion for eye candy and monstrous machines, and understanding and working with them. Danny and his team followed the same manner as in American restoration, reviving classic automobiles and motorcycles, often creating personalized art from forgotten relics. There are also glimpses capturing the action beefing and, sometimes, the bickering among the colorful cast of characters at the shop. Danny is like most car enthusiasts who learn by experience. He had his own garage, where he learned how to repair and restore cars early. What would start as a fun pastime would become a lucrative career that carried him into the limelight of television fame. Little did Danny know that one day's wrenching and tinkering with the old vehicles would turn him into a household name that he will leave for his family. However, what made Danny Koker a household name, and how has his journey been so far? The beginning of stardom. Danny Koker was already forging his name long before he became the star of Counting Cars, with innovative developments that shook the early automotive world in the 2000s. Operating out of his custom car shop, Count's Customs, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Count's Customs has built a solid reputation for the magical restoration of old, forgotten vehicles. Count's Customs later evolved into a mecca for classic car enthusiasts. Danny's talent for restoring and customizing rusted-out relics into stunning, one-of-a-kind machines began to get valuable publicity. From there, Danny began to create his name and legacy for his family in the industry, pulling in customers from near and far looking for an extraordinary, artistically functional conversion of their cars. One of the most crucial associations that helped push Danny to his acclaim today is the association with Pawn Stars Rick Harrison. After Rick succeeded with Pawn Stars, he wanted to integrate Koker, knowing that their chemistry would be like none other. Hence, long before Counting Cars was born, Danny was a regular expert on Pawn Stars, as Rick called on him to appraise the old muscle cars brought into the pawn shop. Koker made an instant hit with Pawn Stars as a local expert regarding cars. His strong celebrity knowledge was almost enough for audiences, and there wasn't any doubt that the public wanted more. Therefore, opening opportunities for massive enlargements, the History Channel launched the spinning Counting Cars. With his experience and knowledge of cars, and his talent for recognizing the value of rare and unique vehicles, Danny became a great advantage to Pawn Stars. This routine also set the foundation for Danny's custom car business, which he had started building from the ground up back in the 80s. It, however, became counting cars later on, mainly focusing on his car restoration and customizing gifts. But how does Danny Koker's life become a rich journey toward fame and impact through the Counting Cars show? The long-running American reality TV show. Counting Cars served as the follow-up to Pawn Stars on the day of its premiere, August 13, 2012, before moving into its regular Tuesday slot. Early executive producers for the series were Zachary Baer and Julian Hobbs for History, Brent Montgomery, David George, and Sean Witt from Left Field Pictures. The series was created by Joel Patterson, who also served as co-executive producer. It quickly became one of the most successful programs on the History Channel, thanks to its mix of car culture, craftsmanship, and Danny's steadfast and charismatic interpersonal skills. Danny is the mainstay of Count's Customs, and along with his craft-ready team, they are diving into the task of resurrecting automobiles that have been forgotten for too long. The appealing project, Danny's prominent larger-than-life personality, and the lively relationships among the crew made this one an immediate winner. Audiences are mainly interested in the breathtaking restoration, but the history and tales of every car move them, resulting in Counting Cars as a phenomenon. It became culturally integral to the viewing experience, with millions highly acquainted with it, and ran for over 10 seasons on the History Channel. Countless viewers were drawn to the show. One such guest was rock musician Alice Cooper, whose love of cars made him a natural fit to guest star on Counting Cars. In 2014, he expanded his power by becoming the executive producer for Counting Cars. Like its predecessors, American Restoration and Cajun Pawn Stars, it has been well placed in the mix of automotive enthusiasts. The action takes place in Las Vegas, where Counting Cars visits Count's Customs, the famous car restoration and custom workshop owned and run by the one and only Danny Koker. Most people first came to know Koker because he was a recurring expert at Pawn Stars, but now he takes center stage as the show promotes itself. And Koker, the fascinating host. By the middle of 2014, History branded Ed DeRivas with Zachary Baer as executive producer, while Tom Romita and Jonathan Weich collaborated as co-executive producers with the Left Field unit. By early 2015, Simon Thomas became the fourth Left Field executive producer, named when Sean Moran replaced Romita as co-executive producer. Since it began, Counting Cars has showcased exquisite artistry and passion for custom car and motorcycle restoration, along with creativity and craftsmanship, but with drama on television, an enthralling kind of television. But who was Danny Koker before the Counting Cars? The famous Count. The famous Danny Koker before his Counting Cars, although already making a real place in television. Between 1990 and 2000, Koker hosted a late-night program on Vegas TV station KFBT, exposing a whole lineup of campy B-horror movies to the audience. This was anything but a regular television show, hence Danny's true Vegas style, which leaned toward the theatrical and the over-the-top. He created a character that would complement the films as grandly entertaining. The vampire with an Elvis twist. Draped in dark Gothic attire, with slicked back hair suggestively reminiscent of the king of rock and roll, Danny had a fairly different mark from the small screen. His persona combined a vampire's mysterious charm with his Elvis-like larger-than-life showmanship, and came out quirky, to say the least. That eclectic fusion of gothic and rock and roll would match the spirit of Las Vegas and mirror Danny's love of music and theater. His hosting bits were humor, camp, and charm, winning over his audience and quickly falling for this late-night offering. This character, termed the Count, became not just an endearing alter ego, but a significant part of Danny's that his family is proud of. Fans from the show started calling him that name, and it just stuck. Long after the Count's stint in horror movies ended, so would he continue to represent an important part of Danny's public identity. And soon he would add the name to his custom car business, Count's Customs. The metamorphosis from quirky television host to automotive legend demonstrates how versatile Danny's charisma is and how well he can connect with audiences in vastly different ways. A couple of years later, this established the moniker The Count to define Danny's next ventures in television. Because he had also been restored and customized with classic cars, his name became part of the made-for-TV advertisement when producers at the History Channel eventually called him. It lent an aura of mystery and personality to his new show, Counting Cars. It shaped up in many ways as a kind of unlikely but appropriate lyric precursor to the character whose fans would soon fall in love with on the hit show. Anyway, how did Danny Koker's early life present a clear picture of his journey to success? A religious and cultural background. Danny Koker's father, Daniel Koker Sr., entered this world on December 17, 1933, through Mary and Stanko Koker in Yugoslavia. Raised in humble beginnings, Daniel was molded by a strong religious faith and cultural heritage that shaped his future endeavors. Using its blessings, Daniel grew up in a very devout household. Thus, he acquired an extensive grounding in spirituality and later became an ordained minister himself. Furthermore, a phenomenal singer, Daniel Koker Sr., wore another hat, that of an extraordinary gospel music composer. As such, he had tied his faith around music. He was a baritone vocalist and pianist for the famed Cathedral Quartet, a legendary influence in the gospel music scene. Not that he stopped there. Daniel was one prolific music composer, working with great groups like the Koker Family Singers, Weatherford Quartet, Foggy River Boys, the Rex Humbard Family, the Oak Ridge Boys, and gospel legends like C.L. Franklin and Mahalia Jackson. In fact, Koker Sr.'s incredible ministerial gift as a musician demonstrates how everything from his crown of glory mixes with his love for music to form a person. These qualities would not only define his work, but also portray the legacy that leaves a mark on his son, Danny Koker. The strong musical legacy penetrated deep within the Koker family, and he, like his father, adopted the world of music very early on. Therefore, proceeded to the leading member of Count's 77, a hard rock band showcasing passion for music and other musical ventures. Danny Koker was born with a voice that totally followed in his father's footsteps. He began performing with the family band, the Koker Family Singers. By the time he turned 11, he was already performing at worldwide venues like Carnegie Hall. This early high point in his career showcased his musical talent, but also suggested the possibility that he might one day be able to hold audiences in thrall. That ability has been beneficial in his music and television career, where he would take that charm and talent to a larger stage. Yet, how has his career diverted into its other variation of car mechanics? Surrounded by the sound of engines. Despite the Koker family's notable success in the music industry, Danny Koker's father, Daniel Koker Sr., had to take on a more conventional day job. An all-too-common reality for many musicians trying to balance their passion with financial stability. He found this steadiness at the Ford Motor Company in Detroit. an experience that would later play a pivotal role in shaping Danny's life. While his father's musical talents made waves in the world of gospel music, his steady job in the automotive industry exposed young Danny to the world of cars from an early age. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, in 1964, Danny Koker was destined to inherit a rich and diverse legacy. Growing up in this environment, surrounded by the hum of engines and the mechanics of vehicles, Danny quickly developed an appreciation for automobiles. According to his history bio, Danny is a self-taught mechanic, and his exposure to cars during his formative years, fueled by the influence of his father's connection to the automotive world, would go on to deeply shape his future career and passion for the craft. However, whether in the garage or on stage, what are the indelible marks Koker made in mechanics? The magic of craftsmanship. In America over the years, Koker and his unique Counts Customs team have worked their genre magic on a staggering number of vehicles out there, each build metamorphosing into their unimaginable craftsmanship, creativity, and thirst for automobiles. Of all the hundreds of cars and motorcycles converted over the years on this reality show, from the first episode of Counting Cars to its 10th and final season, there remained a couple of parts that stood out as truly iconic: preserving. Seemingly for all time, the fans, and exhibiting that Jerry Koker and his team were nothing short of extraordinary talented. Most memorable is the classic Mustang Fastback, one of the many restorations in the pilot episode of Counting Cars. The car was brought to the Counts Customs shop per Rick Harrison's instructions from Pawn Stars, with a specific directive as to how it should be constructed. It was to be built as a tribute to the Bullitt Mustang. By the time the Mustang got to shop, it was in what could be described as a very rough shape, far from what was recognizable by fans as a sleek muscle car. That aside, his budget was small, so the team had to be very resourceful and creative in bringing this project to life. Undaunted, Danny and his crew proceeded cautiously, restoring and modifying the vehicle while maintaining that feeling of being true to the original Bullitt Mustang as much as possible. The end product is a well-built vehicle, painted in a stylishly elegant dark green, with upgrades on the performance side that created a powerful combination of muscle and style. In a way, the transformation was made very popular among viewers, and the beauty of this first build laid the ground for establishing Counting Cars as a show not to be missed on American television. This led to the production of nearly 180 episodes, featuring similar breathtaking builds as the Mustang. One such long project can be a dune buggy. Some things are completely divergent from muscle cars or vintage classics and fit into the particular shop factor. This encouraged the team to build something unique, along with the quality standards that Count Customs upholds. The buggy got an eye-grabbing custom paint job that featured a fusion of shades in blue to bring about a lively and active feel. As the smallest unique element, parts were coming out of a rear light for Mustang, making it quite a distinctive addition to the vehicle's design. This was, for sure, a non-conventional build. However, the dune buggy was turning heads and demonstrated the versatility with which the shop could tackle various automotive styles. One of them happens to be Counts Customs' most intimate project ever, the restoration of a classic Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. This one was especially close to many people's hearts, as it was a gift for one of the crew members' wives. The team poured every ounce of energy and passion into the car, ensuring every detail was perfect. This turned the Karmann Ghia into a gloriously beautiful creation. The glossy red paint made the car look sleek, timeless and elegant, and it was smoothly lowered for that striking stance. Vintage chrome wheels dashed its complete and classy look. Not as flashy or extravagant as most of the other builds, Carmen Gia's beauty, the deeper and evocative kind of the history of emotion made for it, was among the more memorable transformations in the house's history. There are a multitude of such projects that showcase the zeal and commitment Danny Koker and his company put into the task. Count's Customs has forged a legacy of artistry and craftsmanship, from restoring iconic movie muscle cars to making personal gifts. However, did Danny ever face any challenges on this mechanical path? The challenging times. Yet not everything was perfect for Danny Koker in his television career. Although his Counting Cars series was an overnight success after its premiere, the reality of life soon became a full-blown drama lawsuit or two. In 2014, a Las Vegas couple sued Koker and Count's Customs for misconduct regarding restoring their 1967 Ford Mustang. The pair turned to Count's Customs with high hopes of having a really badass car with $50,000 of restoration work done, and possibly making the car popular, briefly appearing on that quite well-received show. The couple claimed in their lawsuit that they were promised that the restoration work would be finished within a specific period, and that the car would have the high-quality standard that Count's Customs is known for. Unfortunately, as the weeks went on, the couple alleged that not only had work on the car not even begun, but they also found out that the model of the vehicle being worked on in the garage was not even the one they had brought in. This was an immense disappointment too, knowing that they thought they were being taken care of by Koker's elite team for the restoration of their Mustang. The couple felt cheated and demanded their money back for the unfinished project, but according to the accusations, Count's Customs failed to return the costs. Indeed, the matter set a sensational legal battle of around $50,000 to draw the public's attention to the behind-the-scenes hurdles of running a high-profile business featured on reality television. For many show fans, this lawsuit served as a reminder of the complexities involved in balancing the pressures of production schedules, customer expectations, and the demands of a growing enterprise. Even in this cloud of legal tussle, Danny Koker managed the storm brewing and continued work to build on the great success that Counting Cars achieved. He proved how operating in the states of his reality. High stakes is not always a good place to be. Where challenges are often set up to aggravate by being in the limelight, it pounds hearts. Yet Koker's love for cars and everything related had not changed. This demonstrated Koker's ability to navigate difficult challenges while remaining a master in his craft and a television personality. What do you think of Danny's upbringing and his father's influence? And do you agree both his musical and automotive passions have shaped his dynamic career? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.